We are recording another episode. Feels like we're always recording something. And I can retweet it because I actually have my computer in the room today. And we will start that broadcast. Everything is recording, so we're actually doing something. Oh, look at that. Greg is already in the chat room there. He's already there.
Committed.
And you have retweeted it, I will retweet it. But I think we are recording. There's all kinds of, we made all kinds of changes. See, like my shot looks different to me.
It is off.
Well,
Look how close it is to the red on the right side of the screen.
What are you talking about? I had to move it. Remember, because I moved over.
Right.
Because this thing doesn't reach. This is what people want to know.
I think it looks fine. I might tweak it for the next episode.
Go tweak it for this one.
Oh, that's scary, but okay.
Why? What would you tweak? Remember, I can't be centered anymore because of the length of this thing. Yeah, I saw you, but no, not really. Be very careful with it. Just be gentle. And you'll see it'll throw me off center the second you touch it. No, you have to. Just to give it a little bit more. Yeah, do it. Yeah, that knob. No knob. No. Oh, my God. Do not loosen it. Just move it. Just move it. No. The camera. Just slightly touch. Yeah, just put your, yes. No. Yeah. Don't touch any buttons. Yeah. I can't see the screen, so I have to. Yeah, that looks fine. That's better? Yeah, you like that? Yeah. A little bit of room there? Okay.
I think that's good.
All right. There she goes. Back in her chair. See, people, you know what people want?
Walking
Thank
around.
you for that, Hattie. They want to see that we're in the same room.
Well, we are in the same room.
We are in the same room.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Hattie. How are you today?
Good.
If I even knew what day it was. It's March 9th. I'll start recording this. Why not? Yeah, I'm so disappointed in Cameron. $5 says he's... Okay, let's see if this is recording. Looks like it's recording. Someone comes in, I swear someone comes in here and changes things. Okay, good. I can see her on there. No word from Jim, right? Still no word from Jim.
It is pending. Do you have your phone with you?
No. But I can text him from this. Maybe he replied on this thing here. He says he's around.
Well,
can you
accept
reply
to our
/ accept our Skype? All right. See, we're trying to get Jim Dowron, but Hattie even made a special placeholder card for him. So here's my shot. This is Hattie's shot. Same as before.
But we have a little special something.
Should I show it yet for the people who are watching this video live?
Well, I was going to say our lower thirds are new.
Oh yeah, well look at the lower look at the lower thirds right here. You see that?
Who's that? That's Dan Benjamin.
Hattie did that. And then she did this one. So after all this time, we've got our lower thirds.
Never made lower thirds in my whole life, so I hope
for
they're
all
okay.
along we've been talking about I need the lower thirds, and finally she says, no, what about these? After months, I'm gonna switch this keyboard shortcut since it's a camera. I'll make that one shot number 3, and I'll make the guest. See that? Look what she did. Isn't that awesome?
Yay, it's Jim.
All right. Actually, I'll make this one number 2. I'll make this one number 3. They call it Inside Baseball. And I'll make the chat room. You got to have more than just Greg in there.
It's just Greg.
Oh, well, you know why? Because that chat room is that's not what goes out in the tweet, and it sends people to the 5x5.tv/live page.
And then we
don't say anything.
Go to.
That's why.
The DBH channel.
Yeah, you don't want to say that in there.
In the 5x5 one?
Well, no, because the people that are showing up later will do it. So what I have to do, Hattie, is I have to switch them over to the. I have to just switch chat rooms on that machine.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Until I get everything squared away. Because that's what we want. And I can go to that. See? That's where they think we are. If Waller's even sitting in there. You see what I'm talking
say
about?
hello, everyone.
They're in the wrong page. Go to dbh.fm. That's why we get it. People are looking for the video on 5x5. Yes. They're like, is there video?
There sure is.
Yeah. So we need to just someone needs to stay on top of that.
Also, you are 5x5 chat.
I'm remoting to the 5x5 chat machine over there.
Cool.
So
technically, yes.
Technically, that's me typing, but it's a different computer.
Right.
You know, I mean, I suppose I could run the software on this one. This is what people want?
There's some people in the DBH one, but
yeah, but it's like a ghost town in there. Delete that channel. Yeah, don't show that message again. And some people are in DB hours. It's all a mess here.
It's a mess.
It is a mess.
It's a mess outside right now, too.
We'll get to that. There. Hi. All right. Now I'm over there. We're sending them over there. Anytime people get in there,
in the 5x5 one?
you just send them over to the right one. That's your job for today.
And how do I direct them? What is the proper terminology?
Say go to
hashtag
DBH, even though it's not a hashtag and it predates Twitter by 20 years. That'll work. All right. See, now we get at least a couple losers in there. I mean, listeners. All right. Any word from Jim on
Let me
this?
look.
Yeah. Look at.
Still says pending.
Can you call him even though it's pending?
I'm going to call him anyway.
No, don't call him yet. We'll try him in a minute. Let me start. I'll start the show.
Okay.
At some point, I'm going to get someone to edit. So let's say there's me, you, Room, Jim, Chat, that. That's 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, wait.
What?
Your background says the wrong number.
I thought you were going to fix that. Change it to.
I can change it to a 6.
Yeah, just draw lines through it with a different color one. Just do a different color one. Yeah, draw lines through it. Yeah, do it in red. Yeah. What's that? And people wonder why we never start on time. Yeah. I can't see in that shot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We might, I'm going to tweet, I'm going to say we might even have Jay Dalrymple on the show today. Yeah, today is the 9th. I'm ready to do the intro. I love that. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah, it looks really good. All right, back in your chair.
I'm learning to not just walk in front of cameras.
Get back in there. And you're wearing good headphones today too, right?
I am.
Good. I have to be honest with you. I didn't like you on the other headphones at all.
The inside of my ears itch really bad.
Yeah, I didn't like that. It was not a good thing. All right, I'm ready to get started then. If you are. I need to set up the shortcut. As soon as I'm done with this, please remind me to set up the shortcut so I can drop markers better. You down with that?
Set up shortcut for markers.
For markers.
Got it.
Yeah, you got that? And we need an intern in here to switch. I don't want to switch anymore.
Right.
This is my last week switching. We're going to be doing this every day. It's my last week switching. You got it?
Yep.
You sure?
Yes.
We need to get someone named Grace so I can say, Grace.
I know.
Like that should be your goal.
Okay. I'll find someone named
Find
Grace.
a person, but her name has to be Grace.
Okay.
This is your mission. All right. This is the Dan Benjamin Hour for Monday, March 9th, 2015. It's a big day here in Austin, Texas, because it's raining, but it's always raining here in Austin, Texas, right? For those who were here before we started the show, because we do this, Hattie, we do the show live.
We do.
And we stream it out to the whole internet live. You can join us. So here's what you do. You go to DBH for Dan Benjamin Hour. That's what it stands for.
Mm-hmm.
DBH.FM. And that's where you go. You find the live video stream. And, of course, there's live audio stream there. A brand new website ready to launch.
I can't wait for them to see it. It looks
All
so
I have
great.
I have one little tweak to make with the RSS feed, so that they can download either subscribe to the audio or the video. But I know a cheat. I figured out a cheat, so it's fine. I'm ready to go. But we're always making little changes. If you're tuning in, you're watching this on video, which, I mean, why wouldn't you? We're making all kinds of subtle little changes. Tweak the shot a little bit, and I know this, people want to know this. I'm telling you. So I've got this boom now coming from the side. It's desk-mounted boom instead of the one that on Friday I had in front of me.
On the stand.
On the stand. Then before I had it coming from in front. Then I had it on the side. Then I had a big boom coming over on the side. So you know what? We call these, just like Apple, we make incremental improvements.
Exactly.
We have so again, the inside baseball. But I've got this camera. We've got Hattie camera. We've got room camera. And if you also notice, we've got these beautiful little lower thirds here. So to me, if I was listening to just the audio of this right now, I would feel a little, I don't want to make people feel left out, but they're a little bit left out right now. They should be feeling a little left out, but it's there for them. They can go watch the video, subscribe to the video, watch it on 5x5 .tv, and the DBH site is almost ready. It is ready. I mean, for the record, it is ready. I have to pull the trigger, they say. Just like Apple did today. And that's really what our topic is going to be, I think, today, for a little bit of it. I mean, Apple did a big thing. They came out with the real watch. We got to see what the real watch is today. And the new MacBook. And I'm very interested in the new MacBook. And we're trying hard, Hattie, to get Jim Dalrymple on this show.
Working
He was
on
there
it.
in the field. He was on site in the Apple room, touching and feeling everything. Which is what you want. But I don't know. I'm very interested in the MacBook. I was not really expecting to see the new MacBook today. I was hopeful and very excited about this thing. If you're looking again, if you're watching, you can see in this overhead shot, Hattie's got a MacBook Air 13 on her desk.
Yes.
I have my 11 here and the older 13 here, this is the machine that if you're watching right now and you see stuff on the screen right now, I'm sending it to you from the 13. That's how you're seeing it. But I also have in the other room an iMac 27-inch, which was meant for our video producer that we don't have yet. So when we have our video producer, that person whose hopefully name will be Grace.
I'm going to work really hard. That's going to be the first
Grace. She will have that. And if it's a guy, I'm going to call him Grace, too, if you hire a guy.
I think,
just
there's
saying.
no male ending to the name Grace. Grayson.
Grayson.
There you
See?
go.
So, okay, it could be a woman named Grace or a man named Grayson. Anyway, we've got to hire someone named Grace so that they can run the video thing. They'll get the 27-inch iMac, and I will have to upgrade. So it'll be time for me to upgrade, and I'm going to get this MacBook. And I'm not going to get a gold one. That's all I know. I would like the space gray. And I'll tell you what, I was really surprised you couldn't order these things. A lot of people are saying to me that they're not sure if they're okay with the CPU. They're upset that the CPU is not more. Well, I'm fine with the CPU. I don't even pay attention to CPUs. $12.99 versus $15.99. You get a 12-inch LED backlit Retina display. You get a 1.1 gigahertz dual-core Intel Core M processor or a 1.2 gigahertz dual-core Intel Core M processor. And people are all saying it's not enough. Not enough. But I think it's fine. They both have 8 gigs of RAM, and you get either 256 gig or 512 gig of onboard flash storage. The thing weighs 2 pounds.
2 whole pounds.
That's all this thing weighs is 2 pounds. It's crazy. The main thing about this that people are all talking about, though, of course, is this weird little USB-C port. USB-C port. And I linked in the show notes, which are at, I guess I'll give them the 5x5.tv/dbh/6. If you go there, you will see the link that I put in there to the ports and the adapters that you're going to need if you want to convert to a regular USB, if you're going to want to add HDMI, if you're going to want to put connect anything, HDMI, but I don't see one for a Thunderbolt.
No.
There was nothing there for a Thunderbolt connectivity at all.
It worries
What do you
me.
make of that?
I don't know.
How much is that thing going to be?
Expensive.
Yeah, I don't know how expensive that thing's going to be.
Too expensive.
Probably $20 to get a mini
I'm-
display port, Thunderbolt, whatever.
I'm confused why they why they went ahead and took away the USB port.
It's
because
one port. It's USB-C. It's one port. That's all you get now. That's all you get.
Do you think we're going to see a
You know,
lot of...
one of the adapters, the one adapter that has the HDMI inputs in it, you can charge alongside of that. So while you've got it connected to USB and HDMI, you've got another USB-C port that I guess you could add another port to. You could use to charge. They're saying 9 hours of battery.
It's pretty interesting.
9 hours of battery.
My question is, do you think we're going to see a lot of Lightning to USB-C cables being made now?
Yes, but Lightning's on the way out, you know.
Yeah.
Lightning is on the way out. We're not going to have Lightning in a couple of years. It's all being replaced by USB-C, which a lot of other folks are supporting. Aluminium.
That's the way to say it.
Aluminium. And that's interesting to me, the way he says that. You know, this is way more interesting to me than I want this. And I think that's why. I want this thing. The Apple Watch looks great. Looks really cool. But I guess I need to see it. I guess I need to hear from people who have them. Are you interested in the Apple Watch? Are you getting one? Are you going to want one of these things? Every year you get a bonus.
Yes.
Except last year because you didn't deserve one.
No.
But every year you normally would get a bonus. And if this year is a good year, come Christmas time,
I would want
on your first year, you got an iPad Mini as your bonus.
I love that thing. I use it all the time.
And my mom also got one as her bonus for the chicken soup.
Right.
And then you got that, and I also got one. And then the next year you got an on-contract iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And I also got an on-contract iPhone. And this year is your bonus going to... Well, last year you got nothing.
Right.
And then this year, maybe, would it be an Apple Watch or would it be something else? What would it be? You think about it. Is Jim around? Where is Jim? Because he was there on the floor. I really want to get him there.
It's pending still.
Call him. Just call him up.
Just call him?
Yeah, I don't care. Just call him because he's obviously not going to call in himself. And he's MIA. He's on the floor. He said he would be here. And we even made a special I think we should show... Is it ringing?
I mean...
What does it say?
It says it's doing that.
I don't know. Where is Jim? We don't know. But Hattie made a special... 'cause I want to be... I'm trying to do... This is the only show I'm going to do for the rest of my life. What was that?
No answer.
We'll keep trying him.
Yep.
By the way, if you're hanging out and you can get in touch with Jim while we do the show, let him, get in touch
Tweet
with him.
him.
This is the show. I mean, this is my show. I wanted this to be the best show in the world. So finally, Hattie did these lower thirds for the video. And she also did this amazing placeholder. So that because when we call someone on the phone, we may have them on video. I don't know. We may have them on video. We may not have them on video. But what I said is, if you look at the great folks on TV, when because this is an inside. If you're watching the video, this is inside the show. This is how we make the show. You're watching us make the show, right? So I thought, how cool would it be to have nice lower thirds? At least show people what's going on. I said, but listen, we need this. Look at this. Hold on, where did I put it? There. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
I don't even want to say what it is for people who aren't watching it, but let's just say when we have callers, we've got a really amazing shot to switch to so that we can feature the callers. Jim, we're ready for you, dude. He's a stand-up guy too. I don't know what's going on with him.
We'll get a hold of him.
Answer me. I'm going to text him that.
I'm telling
Answer
everyone
me.
to tweet him.
The thing is, we're beryllium free here in Austin, at least at 5x5 in Austin.
Proudly.
And yeah, proudly beryllium free.
How long now?
50 years
There you
beryllium
go.
free in Austin. And I'm really happy we're arsenic free and mercury free also. So anyway, they spent a lot of time talking about the Apple Watch. Right, and that's what the event really was about, I guess you would say. And there are a lot of people who got a chance, members of the press, who got a chance to spend some real time with the Apple Watch. And there were a handful of reviews that came out. One of the more interesting ones to me was the one that Nilay over at The Verge talked about. And Nilay at The Verge was saying that it was actually a little bit confusing for him to use because, he was not used to two different sort of hardwired buttons that you use for things. Do you use the button? Do you use the digital crown? Should you be scrolling? When do you switch? And this is a guy who uses all kinds of phones all day long, every kind of device. So to hear him say, oh, you know what, it was a little bit of a challenge to use at first, not that encouraging. They also didn't love the keyboard. Nobody that I've talked to has loved the keyboard on the MacBook.
I think they keep using what term do they keep using? It's not weird, but like
they say, oh, I could get used to it.
Eventually,
I could get used to it. So again, not the most promising experience in the world, but everyone's going to get used to it. We'll all get used to it. Oh, I love what you did. I love what you did on the blackboard behind me. I love that.
It
really said episode 5,
distracting
and she
horrible.
scratched out the 5 and wrote a 6. It says Friday. She scratched it out and said Monday, and March
6
now says it has a little
9.
red 9 written on that.
It's
So I just want to reiterate. Oh, and we have calls. We were all set up to take calls today, but then the Ansible got weird, and we're hearing a little bit of weird, like a strange staticky echo, whenever one of us would speak with to the Ansible.
It would kind of go right after you speak,
just like that. So that's not what we want. So no calls today until I figure that out. How much inside baseball do people want? I don't really know. I don't think it's a lot. I don't think that they want to hear a lot. So I think we've spent the first 20 minutes of the show talking about it. So we're done with that now. On to the real news. No, I don't know. I think that there are some very interesting things that Apple's doing in overall, but I don't know. One of the very important quotes that I read was somebody, and I forget how, if you remember it, tell me, but there was somebody who said the challenge now that Apple has is going to be in convincing people that the $350 Apple Watch is interesting. If you can't do that, you're not going to sell any of the $1,000 ones. I think there's plenty of people out there who are going to want to just get the steel ones because they don't want the low end. People have a problem with something if it's the base model, right?
Yep.
You're nodding your head.
Mm-hmm. It just because then maybe they're worried that people are going to say, oh, you could only afford the low end one. That's still a lot of money, but in the sense of like it's $399 versus $599, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's $200 difference, $300. If you're already spending $400 on a watch, then is that $300 really in the scope of what you're willing to pay? I think you are if you're ready to drop that on a watch.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely people who will say, what's the best thing? Oh, that's starting at $10,000. Well, you know what? I have a car that costs $200,000. So what's 10 grand from nothing? I mean, so I've been talking about, there are a handful of great watches out there, and they cost well under $10,000. There were a lot of people that have been posting, like Rolex prices and things like that. Look, this is Nomos, Nomos. They make some really, really awesome watches. These are, I guess, what you would call entry-level timepieces. So entry-level into the luxury space. They're beautiful. They're incredibly well made. They're very, very well respected by people who are people in the watchmaking space.
Right.
The people who really know watches and who make watches themselves will recommend these watches to folks who are sort of starting out in the luxury watch space but don't have $10,000. You can get these for a mere $5,000 on some of these amazing watches. They should be sponsoring the show. You got to go get these people.
Nomos. I'll get on it.
Go get Nomos. But they make some really, really outstanding. Oh yeah, and by the way, people are saying that I broke this site because during the keynote, I tweeted out. I said, if you're going to be spending $10,000, consider one of these for less because these are outstanding timepieces. And I put a link in, and I broke the site.
Oops.
On my from Twitter. So that's the first site I think I've broken since the old days.
You broke Archie McPhee with the big pencil.
I did. I broke Archie McPhee. You're right, Hattie.
That was in the last Apple keynote, right?
You're right. I that's the only time I break anything is during the Apple keynote. Well, anyway, these are amazing timepieces. I think they're just gorgeous. And for me, if I'm going to be spending thousands on a watch, I wonder if they can hear those sirens in the mixdown. If I'm going to be getting a watch, it's going to be something that for that money, it's going to be something that if it breaks for any reason that could be fixed, it's going to have mechanical, beautiful, engineered internals. I want it to be a machine in the truest sense of the word machine. I want to be able to hand it down to one of my children, and I want them to hand it down to one of their children, and I want it to be fixable again and again, year after year, if anything ever happens to it. I feel like, I even think of my phone, and this is, Hattie, this is horrible, but I think of these computers, and I think of my phone and all of that stuff as temporary. I expect this microphone that I'm talking into, and certainly the one you're talking into is probably 6 years old.
Right.
Maybe 7 years old, the microphone you're talking into, which is a Shure SM7B. It's a workhorse. This microphone,
sounds great.
This is the Telefunken M82, which I love. This one, these microphones, if there's a problem with them in 10 years, I'll be very upset. And they cost $350. The Heil over there, that's off camera, $350. These things should just work. Yeah, there's not a lot of moving parts, etc. But if I'm spending $10,000 on a watch, it better keep working. If I'm spending $350 on a watch, I spent $35 on my Timex. I need to put that in the show notes for you guys. Make a little note of that. Can you make a note of that, Hattie?
Making a note.
$35 Timex. It's lasted me 2 or 3 years already. It's perfect. There's a lot that the Apple Watch can do, but there's nothing about it that's compelling enough to me. I think it's, first of all, let me just get on the record here. It's an amazing device, and it looks good. I love the display of it. Great watch. Great computer on your wrist. I don't want a computer on my wrist. That's what I've come down to. Except maybe I could be convinced to get the, I did kickstart the Time.
Yes, you did. I'm very excited about
Pebble
that.
Time. Because that does just enough. I feel like this does a whole lot. And I don't know, Hattie, I don't know about you. Are you obsessed with your health? I mean, I've seen you eat the cheeseburgers. So
I like the cheeseburgers.
I don't know. Are you obsessed with health?
I don't think so. I'm not. I should be more active, but I'm not. So I feel like the walking around calories burned kind of thing.
You want to know that? See, I'm of the philosophy that I don't want to know anything about my health until it's too late. I don't want to know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm sick until I'm gone. You know what I mean? I want to be dead. I want to be healthy or I want to be dead. I don't want to know that I'm dying. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Ignorance is bliss.
If my heart rate's too fast, I don't want to know that it's too fast. Just let me,
You know what?
Because then now I've got more stress. What am I going to do about it?
It's just going to lead to a lot.
It's just going to add
more-
stress. See, to me, finding out that I didn't walk enough today, or that my heart rate's too fast, or my blood pressure's too fast, what that says is that now I've got to worry about that. That's going to make my heart rate go up
even
and my
more.
blood pressure go up even more.
Also, it's
Jim
just
says
going
he's ready.
to lead to a lot of WebMD searches.
Before we do Jim, I have to do this amazing sponsor. And I sure do love these folks. Casper, you know what? I'll even do a marker for you, even though I'm the one that's going to edit this. Casper. Let me tell you about Casper. We have a Casper mattress. And I say we, meaning the office. It belongs here to the office. They sent us one. I said, I can't talk about your product and recommend it to people unless I get to really rest on one of these mattresses and test it out. Because if it's no good, guess what? You guys are out of here. That's what I said.
I know.
That's what I said. It's got to be awesome. I can't recommend something that's not awesome, especially not on my show. I'll do it on, do it on Merlin's show. I don't care. But on this show, it's got to be amazing. We need to bring the mattress in. Hattie, go get the mattress.
You want me to drag it in here? Just lay it down right there?
Yeah, go get it. Go get the mattress. Really? No, go get it.
Really?
Yeah. All right, she's not getting it. Well, let me tell you about the mattress. This mattress is amazing. It's the most comfortable thing. What they call it a hybrid mattress, which means it's part human and part alien. It's a hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got like all the aliens' telepathic capabilities, but it looks like a human. Is that what they mean when they say hybrid?
Not quite.
Okay, I'm guessing they mean something else. Oh, okay, I see here in my notes. It's part latex and part memory foam. That's Casper. That's the Casper mattress. And you lay on this thing, and I'll tell you what. It's going to blow you away. It comes, if you're watching on the video, you can see. This is the box that it comes in. It's a tall, small box, and you open the box, and it goes and inhales and then just expands itself once you let it out of the box. And it becomes this beautiful mattress that you lay on. It's super comfortable. But here's the thing you guys need to know. It's cheap. And cheap usually means bad quality. It's amazing quality, but so I guess you would say it's cost effective. Affordable, as they say in the automobile industry. $500 for a twin, $750 for a full, $850 for a queen, $950 for a king size mattress. Do you know how much I paid for my mattress? It's a king. It's not a California king. The king size mattress that I have was more than, I don't know if I should say this. Let me put it this way. It was more than the Apple Watch, but less than the Edition. Okay.
That's good. That's a good range.
Thousands. And I know, Hattie, you got an expensive mattress because the day after you got it, we got this one shipped and you said this one was better.
Sad.
Really awesome. But buying a mattress over the internet seems weird. Don't worry about that. You get 100 days to try it out. And if you don't like it, they'll take it back. Free deliveries and returns within a 100-day period. And here's what you've got to do. You've got to go to Casper.com/Dan sent me. If you don't use that URL, this show will not get credit. We will not be benefactors of your love. And it will be a shame. But if you go to Casper.com/Dan sent me and use the code Dan sent me, you will save $50. $50. That's crazy. I mean,
That's
why
a
would you
lot
know
off
when?
a mattress.
Yes, it is. So go to Casper.com/Dan sent me. Just looking at that will benefit the show. When you're ready to buy it, use the code Dan sent me to save $50 off your purchase. So thanks very much to Casper. Hattie, can you get Jim on the phone?
I will get Jim now.
Try to get him on the phone. See what you can do. Oh, it's ringing now.
Yes, I got scared.
Hello.
Jim Dalrymple.
How are you?
Hey, you're there on the floor in San Francisco, aren't you?
I was.
You were. Where are you now?
I'm out on the street.
Nice. It sounds like it. Are you out at the Chief? Listen
I was
to
going to
that.
say, it sounds like the Chiefs.
It sounds like an NPR special or something with you doing that. with their sound
Yeah,
effects.
well,
back
the streets of San Francisco, man, they're noisy.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. So, so tell me something, Jim. What is your take from the event today? What are your thoughts on what you saw today overall?
I am more impressed today than what I was in September.
Really, tell me about that.
Well, a lot of the things that we questioned, like what you would be able to do with it,
Hmm.
have been answered today, and I'm willing to bet that there's still more. So I was impressed with the level of the notifications.
Right.
You know, things like
Glances
that.
and things like that. They didn't really talk much
Yeah.
about glances last time.
Yeah. So, you know, before it was kind of, you have your phone in your pocket and you have your watch and you can switch watch faces and, you know, get a notification, but we didn't really know how all that was going to work so well.
Right.
So, you know, now we have a better idea and I'm more impressed, I'll tell you.
So your takeaway from this, is this the kind of thing that you can imagine people are going to see this and they're going to say, oh my God, I need to get one of these things? Or is this more like, I need to talk to somebody because I remember when the iPhone came out. And when the iPhone came out, like geeks like us, Apple people like us, we're like, oh my God, I got to have this immediately. Like it wasn't like, oh, I got to see one first. It's like, I'm pre-ordering this thing. I've heard from a lot of people that I've talked to, they're like, I want to see this. I want to use it. Do you feel like once people start seeing them that they're going to really want to get them instantaneously? Or is this more like my friend got one and showed it to me and I spent some time with it and now I want it?
So I think that there's going to be a dual type of sales mode here. The first is going to be those people that just have to have it. They're going to go out and get it. And I think that's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of sales of this thing right out of the gate. But I think that people are also going to want to go into an Apple store and see one. You know, that's going to be an important piece of it because people know watches. You know, we all know what a watch is. So how is this different? And we've seen some smartwatches that aren't so smart, and they don't really do a whole lot. So,
Right.
you know, they're going to want to take a look at this. But once they do, I mean, it's a pretty smart looking watch, and it does a lot of things, a lot more things than what I thought.
Now, these things are not available for pre-order yet. On April 10th, we're going to be able to pre-order it. Is that right? And then April 24th, they're gonna be shipping out. Do I have those dates right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, people like you who are in the press, people who focus on Apple and are in the press, you had some time today to really do, some hands-on with the watch. Did you get to leave with one? Can you say if you were allowed to walk out of there with one?
I didn't.
You didn't.
No.
Were you expecting, or I would have been hoping to if it was me? I mean,
Well, I think you always hope to. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Now-
That model got one.
What model? Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
the one,
she
the
already
jogger.
has one.
Jim, have you thought anything about that? That maybe if you'd been a really in shape jogging woman, that you would have got to leave with one.
Well, that could be.
Uh,
That could be. I don't know.
What was
mean-
what was the buzz like there about the MacBook? Because that's something that I've been hoping for, is this rumored and discussed 12-inch MacBook, and now it's here. It's got a Retina display. It's thinner than the 11-inch Air that I have sitting here on my desk.
I know it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this seems like the Apple laptop to own. Did you get a chance to look at those?
I did.
Tell me
And
about that.
I got to tell you, I was really impressed with the gold one. I think the gold one will be their top seller.
No kidding.
Yeah, I was impressed with it. And, one of the big things about the new MacBook is that, well, first of all, I think it's interesting that Apple went back to having just a MacBook. Because now we have the MacBook Air, the MacBook, and the MacBook Pro, like we used to have.
Right.
So yeah, we have
Right, because they haven't discontinued the Pro. So we've got the Air, we've got the MacBook, and we got the Pro. The lineup is complete again.
yeah. So the big thing with this is the screen, obviously being Retina, and the fact that the screen is so thin.
Yeah.
The weight and the keyboard. The keyboard is you know, you can say a keyboard is a keyboard, but the keyboard was fascinating. I opened up Pages and did some typing,
Yeah.
and the distance, you know, when you press a key on your MacBook now or on a desktop computer, when you press the key, you can feel the key being depressed, and you know what's going on. But with this, it's almost like you can't even feel the key. It goes down a little, but maybe half as much as what a normal key does.
That's fascinating. And
Yeah.
so a number of the people that I've read their, very quick, like 5-minute hands-on with it, reviews of it, they've all commented and they've said that the trackpad is awesome and it's amazing. And then with the keyboard, they're like, I think I could get used to it. Is it such a different experience in some way? Like, what's the gist of it? Why is everyone having such a reaction to it? Is it that different from what we're used to from using an Apple keyboard for so long, or what?
I think that what it is just the amount that you have to depress the key.
Yeah.
So
Is it not? It's not very much. It's very subtle.
very little.
Yeah.
So I was going in and I started typing, and then I had to look to make sure that I was actually, registering the keys. So it's kind of like what, when you first got an iPad and you were typing on glass. It's not that extreme.
Right.
Because the keys do actually move and you can feel them, but just not as much as what you used to.
Do you think that we're almost on track to, because I remember when they switched the trackpads over to essentially being a glass surface, do you think that this is Apple's way of slowly, they know we type on our iPhones, they know we type on our iPads, now they've given us keyboard keys that are just even more flat and have even, less of a resistance. Do you think that we're on, they're slowly, this is like, just like the aliens have come to Earth, and at first they just let us see the ships, and then they abduct some people, and pretty soon they're going to land, in the middle of Times Square and be like, all right, you're ready for us. We're here. Is this Apple's
Are
way
you
of
saying that I was abducted?
No, I'm saying is this a way for Apple to kind of gradually introduce us to the concept of we're not even going to have a moving keyboard at all. It's just going to be a flat surface like time, and you can type right on the flat surface of the computer itself.
I think that there'll always be some kind of a tactile feedback with a keyboard, and this does. The key does go up and down. It's just very shallow.
Yeah. Now, and they're backlit in a different way also, right? So I was looking after they announced that. I took my my 11-inch MacBook Air into a darker part of the studio in the audio room, and I looked at the keys, and I guess it seems like there's a single light source behind the current keyboards, and that the new ones are individually lit. Is that correct?
That could be. I'm not sure how the new ones are. I mean, we always just took a backlit keyboard for granted.
Right.
So, now all of a sudden you have this individually backlit thing, and,
So do you think the chat room is asking me to ask you if you think they'll continue with the MacBook Air line or the MacBook Pro line, or if they might phase those out? Because, I think it makes sense for them to have the 3 different models. But, other than the MacBook Air, the 11, which is small just because of its size, I could almost see them just getting rid of the whole, the 13-inch. Who's going to buy a 13-inch Air today when you can get this amazing, 2-pound, super thin, 9-hour Retina 12-inch? It just,
yeah, I know.
I'm sorry to the 13, but it's become like the ugly stepchild as far as I'm concerned. Like the 11, the 11 is super small, even smaller than this size-wise. But I just think this is going to edge out the Airs completely. I mean, it strikes me as that being that way. Why would you get it? This Air, the MacBook Air, the 11-inch that I have, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, so do I.
But 9 hours on the 12 and 2 pounds and thinner? Like,
No,
come on.
I know that's a crazy, crazy amount of battery, and you know, it's what Phil said.
Now I've got to ask you two more things before I let you go, and thanks for taking your time out of your very busy day to do this. The first thing that I want to ask is, you tweeted, you say, so I go to the hands-on area to try on an Apple Watch, and the guy says no. Why do you think it's just because of the beard? What is the reason why?
I have no idea why.
Did you
yeah,
eventually get to use one, or did he just?
I walked in and they said, go over to this table and try on an Apple Watch. And great. You know, that's what the hands-on area was for.
Right.
And this guy stands there and says, no. So I
just
have no
to you?
idea.
Were there other people who were allowed to try it on, and just you
No,
weren't?
Just to me.
Oh man.
So.
Were you
yeah,
upset?
I must admit I was.
Did you get to try one on at all?
Later, yeah, I did.
Like you went and got Tim and like, Tim, let me in here.
Yeah.
What's the problem with this? So
Hey, Tim, what's up, buddy?
the last thing I'll ask you, and I know you tweeted about this also. You were talking about HealthKit and the whole concept of what they've done with HealthKit and now extending it to research.
Yeah.
You were saying that is actually the big future part. You were saying that is the big
I think
push
it's a big
from
deal.
Apple.
I really do, because Apple has a couple $100 billion in the bank, and Apple is a product focused company. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They go out and they make profits, as any company hopes to do. But Apple will routinely give back, not just to a community, but they give back to the world with Product Red and things like this. They give tens of millions of dollars. And when you look at something like ResearchKit, I mean, this isn't just Apple making money. They get nothing from this, but they're allowing doctors and researchers to better understand diseases.
Yeah.
I mean, these are things that are affecting humanity, and Apple is giving this stuff to the researchers and saying, make the best products you can, and researchers are able to go in and make changes as they see fit to make the apps better. It's just great.
Well, you wrote a nice little piece on it that we will be linking to, but I mean, this is being covered all over the place, ResearchKit, because what they've basically done is, for those who weren't watching the keynote or who weren't paying attention to this part because it was boring or whatever, this part was not boring, and it's huge, because what this does is and here's a TechCrunch article on it. They're saying that it turns iPhones into medical diagnostic devices. I mean, this is the thing that users can decide to share their data. Apple does not see it, and it goes out there, and it's open source. It's available next month, so that anyone who's doing research, you can start getting this kind of data of millions of people.
Yep.
And you get this data, and imagine the value and the use of that in study and research. It's just amazing. So,
and let's not forget that the one of the researchers that was in the video said that they put out 60,000 letters and got a net count of about 300 people.
Yeah.
For their project, for their research project. I mean, think about putting out a call to millions of people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. And the data is almost real time. They can analyze this stuff and do so much. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing for no other reason than it's a good thing.
Yeah. And it's, you know, it's like what they say. It's like now you've got a research tool in your pocket. So
Yeah.
pretty cool stuff. Listen, Jim, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And you do another amazing show right here on 5x5 that I at one time hosted and now is co-hosted with you and the amazing Sean King. So if people want to, they can go to 5x5.tv/amplified. Of course, you also are the founder of The Loop, which is a really great and reader-supported website. It's at loopinsight.com, and that's how you've got yourself a fancy invite out to the Apple events.
Yeah.
But everybody should go check out loopinsight.com and listen to Amplified here on 5x5. And thank you very much, Jim, for being a part of the show. I sure do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Always
man.
good talking to you.
All right, take care, man.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
He's so nice to take out all this,
Oh, Jim.
his time.
Yep.
But he wrote a nice thing, a new level of respect for Apple, as the piece that he talked about. And I thought what he said about the keyboard on the Apple MacBook is interesting. I've got to try one of these things. They're not available yet. You can't even pre-order them. I'm guessing we'll be able to go buy one or pre-order one on the 10th. They haven't announced when they're going to be available. But
I just want to go and look at everything. I want to look at the watch in the store, and I want to look.
maybe if you do a
at
good
the-
job this year, you will get a watch for your Christmas bonus, or you'll also get nothing this year, the same as last year.
I think it would be fun, even more fun, to get the MacBook, the gold one. That just seems so.
I mean,
fun.
the cool thing about Apple is that anybody with their own money can go buy anything that they want
I know.
with a credit card.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
because that's probably the only way that that you'll be getting one.
Oh, good.
So anyway, people in the chat room have corrected me, telling me that it's not pronounced nomos. It's pronounced. They say that it's a short O, like in office.
Nomos.
Namos, office, namos.
I don't know about that.
Well, it's German.
Well, then sure.
Toy. So anyway, yeah, that's it. And so apparently Jim wasn't allowed. If you haven't met Jim in person,
And if that picture didn't
how
do
would
him
you
justice,
describe Jim?
He's very tall, and he's got a massive beard that I don't think that picture did justice, Dan.
No.
What do you think?
The theater of the mind.
What other factors would you?
He has a massive beard. He hangs out with Slash.
Yep. And he has a Heineken in his hand. at
Always
all
has a
times.
Heineken. And here's I pulled up some
Yeah.
pictures of Jim.
I like that one's.
That's
Jim.
him. That's Jim. And he is a very, very nice guy. You'd never imagine him being evil, but he doesn't. There he is. Look at him with his little son,
Aw.
little kid. But he's the kind of guy that, like, he shows up and you're not sure he should be at the Apple event.
Right.
You're not 100% sure that he belongs at the Apple event.
What if they were worried that they wouldn't have a watch that would,
That would
be
fit him.
substantial
Oh,
enough?
so what you're saying is that they didn't want him to put on a watch
and
because
have him be like, it's too
it's
like
too
the
small
space
or
is too
something.
small, right?
that's actually really.
Oh no.
You're on to something there.
Or maybe they were scared he's so strong he would break it. I don't know.
And then they're arguing in the chat room about the weight and size of these different things. And yeah, I think that it's actually the new MacBook is thinner than the current Air. I just want to say, Hattie, I'm glad you're back in the regular headphones. That made me. I was very
You
uncomfortable
didn't like it?
with you and the other ones. No, I didn't like it at all.
It is nice. I just have to deal. Luckily, we do the show at the end of the day.
Right, so you can go home and
With my
whatever, wash your hair or
headphone-
whatever you do.
Clamps.
Do our second sponsor, and I'll even put in a marker. Who's keeping track of these markers for the sponsors? Is anyone?
You are.
I am. Let me tell you about 5-4 Club, because these guys are great, sponsoring a whole bunch of these shows because they're awesome. You go to URL is get54.com, and that's spelled out FIVEFOUR, get54.com. You go to this place, you don't have to shop again. Like as a dude, we got better. I'm sorry, Hattie. I've got better things to do
Mm-hmm.
than go shopping for clothes.
I know you did.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to go try out the new Apple Watch.
I got to go do a show about the Apple Watch, apparently. Effortless style just for you, delivered right to your doorstep. You sign up and you create your own little profile. We did that on last week's show. I signed up. I went through the steps, and it kind of asks you, like, what kind of clothes do you like to wear? What do you like to wear? Then they will curate a special set of clothes for you, and they will send this out to you. It arrives. You try it on. And then, oh, you know what? Something didn't fit. You send it back. But they pretty much get your size right on. Everything they sent me fit me.
Yeah.
Everything. And then you get a whole new set of clothes next month. You get $120 worth of clothing for $60. That's crazy, but that's the way it works. $120 worth of clothing for $60 a month. They send this thing out to you. It shows up in a box. You got your new clothes. My idea, and I said this last time, but I'll say it again. My idea is as you get this for your significant other, who would have to be a man. You get this for your partner, your spouse, your husband, wife, whatever it is, whatever you call them. And then you show up, and you don't give them to this all at once. You take it, you give them, honey, look, I got you a shirt. Oh, look, I got you a shirt. Next week, I get this awesome bomber jacket. Next week, I got this great T-shirt. Next week, I got these great jeans. Every week, you're giving your husband, or boyfriend, whatever, this new clothing. They don't know where you're getting it. They say, where'd you get that? Oh, it's this really cool exclusive 5-4 Club thing. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
They won't know that you're only paying $60. You're going to look like a champion. Anyway, go check this out. And I'm going to give you 20% off. No, I'm sorry, $20 off. There's a difference.
There is a difference.
$20 off. You go to get54.com, and the offer code is Dan20 off. Dan20 off. And that will get you $20 off. So go there, Get54, and experience this amazing non-shopping experience. They're going to have to run with that.
Yep.
Some people are talking about the difference in this watch sizes. And you were looking on your computer screen earlier, and you said, oh, I would get this one. And which one was that you were looking at?
It was the smaller one.
The smaller
of the two.
size one.
What was that? 30.
It's 108. It's 180 millimeter strap.
Yeah.
But you like the gold one. You realize that the gold one is $10,000.
Yeah, I just purely visual.
Okay.
I thought the rose gold one was kind of interesting too.
Yeah.
It's pretty. But I would go with the aluminum one. I don't know. I think the sports one would just be cool. It just has such a sports look to it.
Mm-hmm.
They did well.
Yeah, no, they did well. And I'm going to get an Apple Watch. I'm also going to get the new Retina because it's time for me to upgrade that computer. And I was joking. We were joking. I think you came up with the tweet. You were like secretly tweeting on my account from your desk telling me what to type. But you said, Dan, you remember when your daughter poured the cup of water into your last MacBook Air? I'm like, yeah, where is she when I need her now? Now is when I need her to pour water into, give me an excuse to get this thing. But I will get one of those because I'm fascinated by that, and I use my laptop computer more than any other computer. And once we get Grace or Grayson in here, we will that computer will revert back to them. So I'll need something better and newer. And then I will definitely get an Apple Watch. And the reason I'm getting an Apple Watch, I'm also getting the Kickstarter, the Pebble Time. But the main reason that I want to get one is because I love the listeners so much. I love the viewers so much. And I know that they want me to... oh, you know what? I don't think I'm recording Alexa's track here.
Oh. What? Oh, she's my...
Yeah, but I'm not recording her track.
Yeah.
Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 5:28.
It picks it up. I heard her in my headphones.
I heard her in the head. I hope it's loud enough. 5:28 already.
Set daylight savings time,
Alexa, set a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Starting now.
All right. That's where I'm going to end the show.
Oh,
No, I don't think so.
okay.
But I'm going to get one. We'll get it here. We'll unbox it here, and we'll experiment with it. We'll use it. But don't you need two? Who am I going to send the heartbeat to?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Jim?
Send my heartbeat to Jim Dalrymple.
Yeah.
Does he want that? Do you have to be in the same room to send your heartbeat to someone?
No, I don't think so.
You might have to be.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's only if you're close. And when you send a heartbeat, is it a heartbeat like a theoretical heartbeat, or is it
I
like
think
your
it's just sending your actual
actual heartbeat?
Mm-hmm.
Can you? I thought you could. You can tap a message to someone though,
Like a
little
Morse
La
code?
Cucaracha, that kind of thing.
That's what you
That's
would.
what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I mean, what else would I send? iOS 8.2, which has Apple Watch support, is out or should be out by the time that you hear my voice. You can go upgrade to iOS 8.2. So, I don't know if that's exciting to people, because really the only thing that it adds is the support. In 8.3, you're going to get CarPlay support. And something that they set up on stage today at the Apple event was interesting. And what they said was that all major automobile manufacturers have announced support for CarPlay. But then there are other companies like Toyota that have said the opposite. So which is it? Or is Toyota just not a major? I think they are. I think people would argue that Toyota is. The main thing, though, that I want to just add, last thing I want to add, here's the breakdown, because people have analyzed what this means, because Apple today said that the Apple Watch will last, did you hear this, Hattie? 18 hours.
Okay.
Oh, that's my alarm.
Uh-huh.
Now, does she keep making that noise?
I think it'll keep going until you say stop.
I don't know if they're going to hear that. Alexa, stop.
Louder.
Alexa, stop.
There she goes.
And people were saying that we're causing their Amazon Echoes to react to things. Okay, Google. Hey, Siri. What I want to do is I want to do something good like that and say, like, hey, Siri, set an alarm for 5 a.m.
You're just secretly telling
everybody
everyone
is going to,
wake up at 5.
yeah. Because that'll mess with people. This is the way that they figured out what an 18-hour battery life is, though. They say that factors in things like checking the time, receiving notifications, using apps, and doing a 30-minute workout. Here's how they do it. You get 90 time checks. 90 time checks. That's 5 per hour. 90 notifications. That's 5 per hour. 45 minutes of app use. And one 30-minute workout with music playing back via Bluetooth. Does that sound reasonable to you?
I think that sounds pretty reasonable. It scares me when it's like 45, or what does it say? How many? 5
45
notifications?
minutes of app use.
How many notifications?
5 per hour.
I feel like you get a lot more notifications than that.
I do.
Yeah.
I definitely
I think
get
even the regular person would.
even a mere mortal.
A mere mortal, yeah.
Yeah. I probably would get maybe 30 notifications per hour. It seems like I get a lot. So I don't know if that's realistic, but even if that brings it down from 18 to 12 hours, I feel like that's enough. So I'm happy with that. If paired with an iPhone but used primarily as a watch, you will get 48 hours if the time is briefly checked 5 times per hour. There is something called power reserve mode. And if you do not pair it with your iPhone, it can be 72 hours. So if you were like, hey, I'm going, camping.
And I just need it to be a
I
watch.
I just want to watch now. Don't do anything special.
Right, I
just
have no service.
No notifications. Just, I want to see Mickey Mouse on my wrist. 72 hours. Recharging time is 2.5 hours from 0 to 100. That's important. with an 80% charge in around 1.5 hours. Hattie, is that enough time?
Yeah. I think it's okay.
80% in an hour and a half? I
That's
want them to get...
It's a little long, but it's okay.
That's what she said. 2 separate magnetic charges will be... I was debating if I should say it or not.
To.
2 separate magnetic chargers will be offered. One with a 1 meter cable for $29, the other for $39 with a 2 meter cable. Does that mean it doesn't come with the magnetic charger? Is that what that means? That you got to buy it separate?
No, I think
It's got to come with the charger.
Just like the iPhone comes with its own charger,
It's
but it
gotta
comes
come
with
with
the
the
short
charger.
one. I think you have the option to then buy an additional longer one.
I don't know. That's not clear to me. There are 2 sizes, 38 millimeter, 42 millimeter. Hattie's going to try the 38. I'll get the 42 because it's huge. I'm like huge. So anyway, I mean, that's it. I think I don't feel like until we have one here in the studio, Hattie, I'm not going to talk about the Apple Watch again.
Oh.
I may talk about the MacBook, but I'm done talking about the Apple Watch. I have nothing else to say about it until I have one in my sweaty little hands. As you say.
Right.
You can talk about it, just not on this show. Can you live with that?
I think that's yeah. I can live with that.
All right. Let me tell you about the human solution. We have in the next room right over there.
Mm-hmm.
We've got put a marker. People are asking what a marker is. In the chat room, they're saying, what's a marker? We're recording this, and I use one of 2 applications to record this. I use most of the time Logic. Most of the time I'm using Logic Pro 10. Other times it's Pro Tools. And you do what's called dropping a marker. And you put a marker down at a part of the show so you can easily find that show later. You can find that point in time later. That's a marker. It marks the spot. That's what a marker is. So we do those when we say something funny we might want to bring back for later. We do that if there's a problem with a caller, with Skype that we want to edit out. If you have a coughing fit, you want to edit that out, you put a marker so you know how to find it later. Dang it.
You'll
She's
never
sitting there
get me.
yawning,
Yep.
and I'm going to get you. And so that's what a marker is. You put that marker down. But we put a marker down when we do a sponsor, and I want to tell you about the Human Solution. They're not really a regular sponsor.
Correct.
Because we were out shopping, and I said, listen, we're out shopping for desks. And I said, listen, we need an L-shaped desk, because in the studio, in the audio studio next door, we're actually going to be doing some, I don't want to say what it is yet, but we're working on some secret video stuff. And I needed a very unique desk. I wanted an L-shaped desk of a certain size and everything else. And I wanted it to be a sit-stand desk, because I need a sit-stand desk to really work. And for the different kind of camera shots, we wanted to be able to change it. So I was searching online. I found here in town, the Human Solution is the name of the company. They're headquartered right here in Austin, Texas. But they ship everywhere. They ship around the world. And they make this amazing desk called the Uplift Desk. And they've got certified professional ergonomists or ergonomists?
Ergonomists is what I would say.
All right. Well, they have these pros who understand the science of designing a workplace to fit the worker, right? You don't make the human fit the desk. You don't make the desk fit the human.
Exactly.
It seems obvious. Well, it's obvious to them. And they find solutions for you, the Human Solution. They find this. They test and evaluate the products, and they drive these ergonomic principles that you need to know. Because I guarantee you, if you're sitting at your desk right now, you're probably doing it wrong. Even if you're standing at a stand desk, you think you got it figured out? You don't got to figure it out. They got it figured out. The Uplift sit-stand desks are their preferred in-house brand of height-adjustable desks, recommended by the Human Solution for fighting the negative effects of sitting all day or standing all day and doing it wrong. You're going to get health problems from that. Poor circulation. You know what else? Hattie, obesity
It's not
from
good.
sitting all day. So I want you guys all to go. Hattie, what is the URL they should go to for this?
I
the Human
believe
Solution.
it is. Hold on, I can pull it up really fast.
I would have expected you would have done that before.
I had that. You're going to go to thehumansolution.com, and you can look at all their different uplift desks there, and they're beautiful. designed for the human use.
The Human Solution.
.com.
I love this site. We did our shopping there before we really decided what we wanted. And the Uplift desk is the one that we've got here, and you'll be seeing that on some of our new videos that we're doing in the other room. But the one that I got, I think the closest one to this, Hattie, that I'm looking at here is the 950. That's about what we have if you're watching the video. The Uplift 950 height adjustable L-shaped standing desk.
They do really cool like reclaimed wood tops.
Oh yeah, I
and
mean you can go
everything with, like, a
crazy
rough edge.
with this.
It's really
you can
gorgeous.
You can do like a regular traditional desk. You can have them do a custom stuff.
There's
Really
the
great
solid
stuff.
wood one. I'm looking
And
at
they
that
sell
right now.
arms to attach your monitor to it. Anyway, go check them out. Human Solution, thehumansolution.com. Thanks very much to them for our desk and for making this show possible. You know, it's crazy what happens, Hattie. There's not a lot of other things that can happen today because everything gets overshadowed by the Apple events.
Yeah.
Other things did happen. We haven't even talked about HBO Now.
Oh man, I'm so
They
excited. I'm
announced
like,
that at the event too. What are you excited about?
I'm ready for it.
What do you like about that?
That I can finally get rid of my cable and not be worrying that I'm making a mistake.
Yeah, because what is HBO Now?
HBO Now is you can get HBO
Right.
and HBO Go features, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
all without having to subscribe via your cable channel or purchase it via your cable channel.
Right.
Your cable provider, sorry.
You were very excited when you heard.
I'm very excited.
I don't know if you knew this,
What?
but when we were all sitting there today watching this on the big TV out in the the main room,
Mm-hmm.
I recorded
Right.
your reaction to this. You didn't know this, but I had my phone out
Uh-huh.
and I had the voice memo going.
Uh-huh.
So I've wired this up so
Okay.
I can play it to now. This is Hattie's reaction when she heard about HBO Now. Okay, so
Yep.
I was very excited about it too because just this morning I was having a conversation with my family about the changes I'm going to be making around the house, which include I'm trying at least not to completely cut the cable away, but change our service plan. We have this service plan where you have you've got a DVR in one room and a DVR in the other room, and they talk to each other. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so that if you record something in the one room and then you want to watch it in the other room, you can do that. They share with one another, and I think we might have to lose that if we switch away from our big plan.
Do you use that a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the kids, because you never know where you set something up. It's very, very difficult. Very difficult to keep track of that kind of detail if you have children. Tonight, something we will be talking about tomorrow on tomorrow's show. We're a 5-day-a-week show. I just want to be clear about
Right,
that.
starting
Because people are
today.
asking me on Twitter, starting today, people are asking me on Twitter, when are you guys going to be a 5-day-a-week show? Well, now. You tune in every single day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
Just like HBO Now, DBH Now.
DBH Now. Title.
There you go.
So that's we got a lot of things we're going to talk about. And we will, now that we are down, don't let today give you doubt, but we are going to be much closer to a 60-minute format. We only went a little over. We're right at 60. We're almost just a little over 60 right now as we're wrapping up the show, Hattie.
There you go.
But tonight, The Bachelor has its season finale. We get to find out which Hattie's waking up.
Yeah.
What happens tonight? What's in the season
I
finale? Hattie?
believe that he, the Bachelor, Chris, will choose a final lady between two ladies, Whitney and Becca. And I'm pulling for Whitney.
Is that because you have the same color hair as Whitney?
No. It's just because, I don't know. I think she's a better fit for him. Anyway. And
She's the fertility clinic nurse
yes,
from Chicago.
Chicago.
And who's the other
she has
one?
a baby voice.
Do your imitation of Whitney's voice.
Hi, my name is Whitney. That would be my imitation of her.
Okay.
It sounded mean. I didn't mean for it to sound mean. I like her.
No, I know you've been rooting for her since the very
Yeah.
beginning, since they crashed that wedding.
Yeah,
It's not like
that's
I've
cute.
watched the show or anything, but
Right.
yeah.
Right. But that will be tonight.
So you think Whitney will be the one that is picked?
I mean, they keep teasing things, and they're like, "This is an ending that you've never seen before on The Bachelor." So, and at one point, they played a little clip of him saying, "I might not even marry anyone tonight." So, who knows?
No, he'll definitely marry someone. And they're also in that okay. I can't say any more than what I'm about to. Oh, and you forgot the big light today, Hattie. You forgot to turn the big light
that
on.
one?
Yeah, my spotlight. My
It
hair,
it doesn't seem to affect you that much.
but I need my hair lighting.
Your hairline, your halo.
My halo. That would just fall right off. They're announcing that I have an insider in The Bachelor. That's all I can say. I've got an insider in there. And I said he. Okay, fine. I said he. So already 51% of the population's been ruled out.
Right.
He has told he will not divulge secrets. So for example, he won't, like, if I ask him, who wins, he's not going to be like, oh, this is, Whitney or whatever. He won't say. But he will say just enough to confuse and frustrate me.
And
So-
confuse you.
That's 50% of the confusing and frustrating part.
Yeah.
And he
I'm saying like confuse you even further.
even further.
Confuse you, frustrate you, and then confuse you again.
Uh-huh.
It'll just take you all around.
Right. like a little puppy dog.
Right.
And he said, I said, he says, oh, we're also announcing The Bachelorette tonight. And I said, I know who it is. And he said, I'm not saying. I said, it's Brit. And he says, all I'm going to say is I guarantee that you'll be surprised.
And then who did I think it was? The
You said
second one.
Kelsey.
Well, first I said Caitlyn because I like Caitlyn. You said Britt. Then I said Caitlyn, and then I said, wait a minute. What if they pick Kelsey?
For the people who don't watch this show,
Right.
I'm not even going to try to bring you up to speed. I'll just say you missed out on a really awesome season of
They
of
said
the show.
it's the best season of this show ever.
Yeah,
And I think it is.
I think it is. For $15 a month, you get HBO Now. For $0 a month, you get DBH Now. I think you know which is a better value, right? Facebook officially shutting the door on Friend Feed. Did you see this one coming,
On
Addie?
Friend Feed.
Friend Feed.
What
Do
does that
you
even
remember Friend
mean?
Feed?
No.
The news feed-like social network that it bought back in 2009. The reason? Nobody's using Friend Feed.
Nope.
Did you know that? Did you even? I thought you were a Friend Feed.
Never heard
user.
of it.
Well, here's what they say. We've been maintaining the service for the last 5 years, but usage has been declining steadily, and the community is now just a fraction of what it once was. Given this, we've decided that it's time to start winding things down. Our thanks go out to the Friend Feed community for its many years of support.
Guess what? I'm dying. Hi.
So, that is the end of Friend Feed. And Friend Feed was everybody at the time was like, no, the only reason they bought it was to make it go away. That's what Facebook does. That's what these companies do. Google has officially announced Android 5.1 today.
Competition.
Dual SIM support, HD voice, and device protection. It's finally here. Now, how long before it begins rolling out? Who knows? It's because they've got all these carrier issues and weird things. You'll probably never see. You probably won't see this for a month. It's just the way it is. There was something really neat that came out. I think it was toward the end of last week. And we watched this video here at the office.
So cool.
The Unreal Engine, if you're familiar back in the days of Quake 2, Quake 3, it all was like, wow, these graphics are amazing. Then Unreal came out. And we were blown away by what the Unreal Engine could do with its lighting and its effects. Well, they have gone And they have made the Unreal Engine free. It's free for anyone who wants to do pretty much anything with it. They want a 5% royalty for any commercial product that you make with the engine that makes more than $3,000 a quarter. That's pretty cool. And they rebooted Unreal Tournament, which is a fun game. I used to play that game. And they are coming out with this engine. This engine is, if you haven't seen what Unreal can do, look at the Unreal 4 engine demos. It's just amazing. And they have made it free so that if you want to go and like, you can make movies with this thing, not just games. You can make movies. You can make demos. You can make so much with this. It is just amazing. And so go check this out. Like if you're working on a student project or something
Oh, yeah.
and you want like an engine, this is crazy stuff. Apparently America needs its own emojis. Did you know that?
I don't think so. Well, there's some that I would add. I'm always looking for a fly emoji.
722 symbols exist in this regular set of emojis that come with the iPhone. But there are apparently there are jokes and other things that you can do with these that they don't make sense if you don't understand sort of the Japanese style emojis.
Correct.
There are things that don't exist. But there's also things here in America that don't exist in that emoji set. There's things that exist in other languages, German, for example, French, that don't you need. So they're almost saying now that, Apple announced that they're going to be coming out with like racially diverse emojis, but now they're saying that they need emojis that are specific to each individual language, English language or whatever. I'm all for it.
What would the English language need? Because there's already a pizza and a hamburger, so
Yeah.
it's already done. Would you think it would be like...
Well, in this article, one of the examples, they said there's no middle finger.
Oh.
No middle finger.
There's also no
There's
a writing
no-
pen.
There's no good luck signal for like fingers crossed.
Oh.
I want a live long and prosper.
They do need that one. In like a little alien hand, too.
Oh, that would creep me out.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Oh, and here's a quote from the article. They say, want to tell your boss you're too sick to go to work? The face mask emoji works in Japan where regular people wear them in public. In America, your boss might think you quit to go to medical school. So, and you know what? They say, look, among the pets, there are no labs or golden retrievers, just Akitas and a poodle. And there's nothing for the most American of holidays, Thanksgiving. No turkey, not even a whole roasted chicken. There's no steak, no burritos, no bacon, no kale.
No taco.
And there's an international body that exists that's trying to add as many as 250 emojis. And there's a list, and they're debating the list. So we'll put the list in the show notes. But here's some of the things they want to add. A thermometer, a white sun, a cloud with rain, fog, hot pepper, a bouquet of flowers.
They have a bouquet.
I'm saying that they don't. Saying they want to add these. Film frames, a weightlifter, a golfer, a racing motorcycle. The list goes on and on. They even want to add, Hattie, a chipmunk, your favorite animal.
What do they mean, a white sun?
A black hole sun. A spider web. There's no spider.
There's no spider, right?
So there's a lot of stuff missing. A joystick. I could go on. I could read this whole list for another hour. But instead, I'll put it in the show notes. Show notes can be found for now at 5by5.tv/dbh/6. Thanks very much to Jim for being here. Thanks to our lovely sponsors. Thanks, Hattie. And we will be back tomorrow right on time at 5 p.m. And we will be ending right on time at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can listen to the show live by going to dbh.fm. You can also watch it live there. And we would love for you to do that. I'd also love to hear your feedback about this show. And you can do that by finding me on Twitter at Dan Benjamin. That's the best place to go. We have a Twitter account now for the show. It's at Dan Benjamin Hour. And you can follow that for show announcements and other things. New site underway, coming out. And most importantly, super important, please take a minute to rate the show on iTunes. It will only take a second to do that. All you need to do is click the little stars, number of stars. I hope it's a 5-star show.
I hope so too.
I hope it's a 5-star show. So please consider doing that. It really helps the show out. We really appreciate it. It's the best way to help new listeners find the show, which in turn leads to us being able to make more shows and keep this thing going and make it successful. It's up to you. You've gotten us this far, so please help us with that as well. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you again tomorrow. And that's it. We can turn this thing off. Go edit. You got to go edit now. Edit
Fun.
audio and video. It was a nice show.
Yep, I liked that show.
I know you're always watching when I switch to the different shot, because when I go to this shot, you'll sort of adjust. You'll adjust
I'll
your
be like,
posture.
ooh.
Yeah. You'll see. Because
Right, I'm
when
over
the
there,
camera's
like-
off, hat, it's just like this.
Or
And then
like, or my mouth is like,
It's a good thing you're the only one that uses that mic.
Yep.
Because it's got cooties now.
yep, my cooties.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We will be back tomorrow.